Hello children, how are you doing? I'm sure you are revisiting all parts of speech and practicing also. So, today we will continue to strengthen our knowledge about the topic verbs. Let's start. Verbs. Let's read the following sentences and also pay attention to the words which are highlighted. Lalit is a boy. He enjoys newspaper reading. He reads a newspaper. He has a brother. Read them again and see which is the highlighted word here and what are they denoting. Let's start our topic verbs. What are verbs? Verbs are the words which show somewhat the nouns or pronouns are, do, think, say, have and undergo within the context of the sentence. So, verb focuses on what they show, what they do, are or have, undergo within a context, within a situation. Let's read the examples. The dog is very young. It shows the state of being denoted by the verb to be. It howls in the night. It shows the physical action, what it does. What it does, it howls in the night. It feels it is alone. Here it shows the mental action. That mentally what is the state? It's feeling. It has a bone that it wants to hide. Here possession is denoted by the verb to have and or it has been hit. Here it's showing undergoing an action. So let's underline all these. Is showing the state of being, howls the action, feels the mental action. It has a bone showing possession and has been hit. What was the action it underwent? Let's note something important. A sentence must have a verb. The verb to be denotes a state of being as well as what the noun or pronoun is like. Let's read these sentences. They danced all night. They cannot think of anything else but dance. They are nice and funny. They have a small studio where they practice. Sometimes neighbors shout at them for disturbing their peace, but they are unmindful of the criticism. Children, read these sentences carefully and try to find out the verbs and write in the given space. Now let's find out more about verb and its object. A verb needs an object. Let's consider the following example to understand this. Kites fly. The sentence does not tell us where or how kites fly. The entire focus is on the action, fly. We are not concerned here that where the kites fly or how the kites fly. Kites fly in the sky. In the second sentence, the sentence tells us the object of kites. Here, the sky. That means the sky is receiving the action. However, it is not necessary that all verbs have an object. Some verbs make meaningful sentences without objects. Now, this is a very important thing to note here. That it is not important that all verbs have an object. Not necessary. Some verbs makes meaningful sentences without objects. So, either with object or without object. For example, Raja runs, Sita dances, Shobit eats and Rani sings. Children, just like the above example, here also the entire focus is on the action, on the verb. What does Raja do? He runs. Sita dances. Where he runs, how he runs is not important. So there is no object here. Now let's see the other kinds of verbs. There are two kinds of verbs, transitive verb and intransitive verbs. Transitive and intransitive. Transitive verbs. A verb that requires an object to complete its meaning is called a transitive verb. This is the kind of verb which always requires an object. That means in such sentences you will find a verb and an object also. Otherwise it is not complete. Let's read these examples and understand. She wrote a letter to her mother. Rohan plays badminton in the evening. First of all, let's underline the verbs here. What are they? Yes, you're right. Wrote and plays. These are the verbs or action words. Now, let's try to read more examples and see, are there any objects in these sentences? Rajat ate mangoes. The teacher punished Arun. Let me again underline the verbs. Ate and punished. If we ask questions about the above sentences like, what did she write? What does Rohan play? What did Rajat eat? Whom did the teacher punish? We get the answers. Letter, badminton, mangoes and Arun. Rajat ate mangoes. So we know who got the action. Mangoes are receiving the action of eating. Transitive verbs do not convey a complete meaning by themselves. If we add objects to these verbs, then the meaning becomes complete. So let's underline this very important point, that we have to understand and remember that they do not convey a complete meaning by themselves. We always need objects. For example, the Prime Minister called. What? What did he call or whom did he call? Here, there is no object. Hence, it's not making complete sense. The Prime Minister called a meeting. Now, here a meeting is an object. Now, the entire sentence is making meaning. A transitive verb tells us about an action that passes on to a noun or a pronoun. It does not stop with the subject. So, anything that the action passes over to is called the object of the verb. So, this is called the object to which any action is passed. Or you can also remember that the object receives the action, whether the action of eating something, of moving something, of reaching somewhere. So, the object will always receive the action. When the verb in a sentence has an object, it is said to be a transitive verb. So, this is transitive when it has an object. Again, main focus is on object. Now, almost opposite to this, we have the second type called intransitive verb. A verb that does not require an object to complete its sense but makes good sense by itself is called an intransitive verb. So, let us underline the key points here. It does not require an object. That's called an intransitive. So, this is our main thing to remember. Let's study these sentences. The dog barks. The star shines. The wind blows. The birds chirp. What are these highlighted words? Yes, these are verbs. Barks, shines, blows, chirp. All the highlighted words in the sentences make complete sense by themselves. They do not require objects to complete their sense. All these sentences are complete in meaning. Anybody can comprehend and understand them, even if there was no object in them. Let's read these sentences. They are reading seriously. She was writing. We do not notice any objects in these two sentences. If we ask, what are they reading? What was she writing? We do not get any answer. We don't come to know that what were they reading. In such sentences where the verb does not have any object, the verb is said to be intransitive. So the key word here is that the verb does not have any object, hence intransitive. So let's revisit the definition of intransitive verb once again. An intransitive verb shows an action which does not pass on to a noun or a pronoun. Or we can also say there is no object here. Hence, there is no question of the object receiving any action. So children, these were the two main types of verbs, transitive and intransitive. Do revisit your understanding of object of a verb to strengthen this concept. Do practice the given exercises in your book.